Because of the way this was originally built, you can see all the siding is dropped. Shiplap siding is dropped to the ground, and this is all going to be taken out because there's a concrete retaining wall behind this, which will most likely be painted. But I'm going to cut this siding down even with this corner and bring that trim down to the base of where that jut out on the foundation comes out, right over here. I'll be tearing all this out, 2x6s on the top, and then the 2x6 understructure will all be coming out. I'm going to replace this with 2x10, 16-foot span, and it will be a rectangular deck. These steps will be gone. Railing will be gone. I will replace that railing with something a little bit more permanent. And around here will be another ADA ramp, which will stretch out about 16 feet. ADA code is 1 inch per foot. And this is roughly a 16-inch rise on this deck with 2 steps. So we're going to be coming out roughly 16 feet on this ramp when it's all finished. Well, it's a pretty bright day, so this contrast is going to be bad, but I'll show you some of the dry rot happening here underneath, and I suspect it's probably just like that in many other places. And along the edge here, you'll see we have some bug infestations, etc., etc. And this deck is way beyond its useful life, so once I get this all pulled out, I'll be cleaning this up, and then in a week or so after I close these 2 properties, I'll start rebuilding this whole subframe with 2x10s and a center support, and then use Fibron decking on the top, which is a composite style decking, which is plastic and wood chips compressed into a shape to make it look like real wood, so it's low maintenance and it has a longevity factor. The other thing I will always mention when you're using Fibron or any other type of Trex type of deck, I suggest in these types of conditions, especially on the south-facing places, that you buy a lighter color, because the darker colors like the browns and the blacks, they will absorb heat and you will not be able to walk on those in the summertime in bare feet. You'll probably blister them if you try to do that. I'll see if I can get in here with the sun not being too bright, but here's another little tidbit. See this joist hanger? It was rotted from the bottom, so when I cut this decking out, this whole joist just dropped. I've got about half of this deck torn out right now. Just cutting it in pieces without having to pull nails. It's a lot easier that way because it's not going to get repurposed. Well, these structures were built in 1978. It was another boom time. How do I know that? I was building homes up in Cody, Northwest Wyoming. It was the onset of the subdivision, and they were building those things like no end to tomorrow. Unfortunately, it was just nature of the beast like it is today. You'll see here this ledger. There is nothing holding it. They just actually set it there. I don't know if they put a couple of concrete nails in there, but there was nothing holding it or fastened to the wall. These guys were not too brilliant, and I see a lot of this construction back in the 70s, early 70s, even to this day in these modern marvels that they're building with some of these volume builders. I just got to shake my head, but it is what it is. I'm going to be pulling all this out. I'm going to cut that wood up above where it's all rotted. I'm going to put a piece of metal flashing underneath that will go up underneath that siding and then over above the deck once it's finished. So it's going to have about a 5 to 6 inch space between the deck and the wood where it's not going to wick moisture, and it will be easier to clean. So I'm going to continue cutting this out in strips like this, and I'll have this out probably in the next hour. So here's what's left of the ledger board that the 2x6 joists were sitting on. This wasn't attached to anything. It might have had a couple 3 concrete nails in it, but that was it. It wasn't held down by anything else. Last year I tore out one this size on the opposite side of this clubhouse. Just to give you a little bit of a mental reflection on this, last year we got bids to tear that deck out. Was a sum of around $1,200. Well, today all three of us worked on this deck tear out, which are including me, myself, and I. So I started about 1, finished up about 3:45. So not a lot of time to get this deck torn out, but I know it wasn't going to be $1,500 that we were going to get charged by one of these other so-called contractors. Let me show you what I've done so far. So I'm building this in 2 parts because there's 3 of us working on this, me, myself, and I. Anyway, I've got this split up. It's 2 sections, well, just shy of 8 foot, actually 93 inches. And I put in a new seat here, which is all pressure treated lumber, 2x4, and it goes all the way around the perimeter. And tomorrow I'll build the other half. That's going to go on this other side. And I got to put in some tarp paper here. I'm going to pull this away from the wall because nothing's really attached to anywhere right now. I got to put tarp paper over this, whatever they use, like a craft paper, underneath that siding. And here you'll notice where the concrete is out about an inch and a quarter in 8 feet roughly. That's that quality construction in 1970s boom time. As Captain Jack Sparrow would say, it's a matter of leverage. And just like that, it fit like a glove. Let me show you. So here is my Fibron decking. That's enough to do this entire deck and the ADA ramp. I'm going to start over here on this outside, get this one going out to the end around that post, and then work backwards into this corner. And once I'm done with that, I'll cut my 4-foot sticks for the ramp, which will be down here. And when I get that ramp finished up, then I'll get my railing stock and finish all that up today, actually Monday, and this thing will look pretty sweet by the time I'm finished. Hey, hello again everybody. This is Casey with Home Smart Real Estate Group of Northern Colorado. Hashtag not your typical real estate broker. Well, I'm just about done with this deck. I have a little bit of screw holes to patch and caulk, and a little bit of caulking to do and seal this wood on the railings, and this will all be finished up. So let me show you how it turned out, okay? So I've got this metal diamond step-up aluminum plate here. That's a transition up to the deck, so it's a nice smooth surface. Our railings, which I still have to sand and seal. And over here, I tore out all that wood that was coming off of there, just falling off, and the plywood that was all disintegrated. Took a few photos of that. And this one piece of pressure treated lumber, I'm going to have to leave at least a week or so till it dries out because it's unbelievably heavy with all the moisture in it. They don't send it cured anymore, it's sent wet. So I've got this flashing. What I did, I cut up. This was down below the deck, so all that wood was rotten. So I put in an L flashing that's 6x3, and it goes all the way around the bottom of the deck here. There you go. And it's going to be easier for snow removal and any kind of moisture that won't wick up into those boards. So we've got this all finished up. We've got to wait for the asphalt guys to come and do their 4-foot by 4-foot pad, sloped pad for the handicap parking over here in the corner. All came out well. Well, I hope you enjoyed this deck makeover video that I just finished up. This is Casey with Home Smart Real Estate Group of Northern Colorado. Well, I've used my lifetime of experience in the last 7 years helping people navigate the waters of the real estate industry. And I'd rather work from an education model than a sales pitch model because I feel a better informed client is a happier client. If you have any questions or would like to work with me, whether you're selling or buying, let me know. My number is 970-631-3360. I'd be happy to speak with you and let you know what I can do for you in terms of helping you find your vision and getting to your goal. You all have a great day, and we'll see you down the road somewhere. Take care.